All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Once again, my name is Juan. This is Goku Guidance. All right, guys, so today we have an insightful video for you guys today. The title of today's video is People Will Not Recognize Your Accomplishments, or they will not recognize your hard work. And there's a reason why. Especially when you're an SR. When you're an SR, they will not recognize anything. They will not recognize your strength. They will not recognize anything. They will not recognize that you're smarter than them. They will not recognize that you're more handsome than them. They will not recognize that the females are just like basically falling in line for you. Like, they will not recognize any of these things. And you're like, well, why will they not recognize? Because if the low, like some people will recognize these things, but it takes a confident man that is highly intelligent to be like, okay, well, you know what, dude, I recognize that this guy, he put in the work, he put in the effort, he's been grinding for years. Like, this guy can do certain things that other people cannot do. And it's not because they cannot do it, it's just because they're just mentally weak. They're mentally weak, like not physically weak. As a matter of fact, when you're masturbating, like, it's not that you're stronger, but you're more emotional, so you tend to be more aggressive, and not necessarily aggressive, but you tend to be very violent when you're constantly releasing, because of the low confidence. And especially if you're working out, right? Like if you're like a power lifter or whatever, or it doesn't matter what you do, but if you or just anybody in general, I'm not saying about you guys, but if you operate in the lower emotional states, fear, anxiety, hatreds, low self-esteem, if you operate in this low range of emotions, you tend to be more violent, and you tend to just lash out. Like, how dare this fucking guy? Is because they don't have self-control. So people will not, it only takes a highly intelligent individual to recognize, like, hey man, this guy knows what's up. This guy knows how to do certain things. This guy can do things that other people can't. And it's like I said, it's not like I can't. It's not like nobody can. Anybody can jump an SR. It's just that for a person with low intelligence, they would just be like, no, bro, it's all bullshit. It's all lies. Like, how can you it will not make sense to them in their head. It just won't make sense. But an intelligent person, if you explain it to them, it's like, okay, well, and they'll start like consciously like making sense of things, or subconsciously, and they'll be like, you know what, dude, like, it makes sense. What you're saying makes sense, and if I apply myself, and if I do the things that you're telling me, like, there's a good chance that I can be like you. And like, some people will, they like, people need leaders. Like, we need leaders. We all need leaders. Like, even I was, as a young man, as an 18-year-old, I wish I had a fucking coach to lead me, to get me to where I am today. Like, we all can't just be a bunch of followers. There's a good old saying that somebody told me a while ago. It's like, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Like, everybody wants to tell everybody what to do. Everybody wants to lead everybody. It's like, no, you do what I say. And like, the people that really want to follow, that really wants to grow as a person, as an individual, to level themselves up, to go to the next level type deal. Like, the real people that are like, hey man, I'm really lost and I'm looking for guidance. And there's all these chiefs, and they're taking advice from this guy, 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 and like, everybody's just going around in fucking circles, going like, well, no, you should listen to me. No, you should listen to me because I'm the fucking this and I'm that, and it's because, like, We live in a society where like literally the information is in the palm of your fucking fingertips, but people choose to use it the wrong way. That's all. Instead of like looking for insightful information, they're looking at stupid shit. They're looking at fucking TikTok videos. They're looking at fucking pornography. They're fucking listening to fucking reggaeton and shit. They're basically destroying their fucking brains. And then like when it comes down to it, they're like, well, now I need somebody like I need help. I need guidance. I need somebody to help me. And it takes a highly intelligent person to be like, no, dude, I want to learn from this guy. Well, why from him? Like, does that make sense? It's like, well, because he looks like he knows some shit. Well, you should take advice from me because I'm the expert in shit, right? But anyways, so and especially coming from low class, from literally nothing, from like literally nothing, dude. Like I'm from like low class, dude. Like, does that make sense? It's like that saying. It's like you can take a Mexican out of the ghetto, but you can't take the Mexican out of him. Does that make sense? So like even though you're rich and you have all this money, like and if you're ghetto, like you're still gonna be ghetto no matter what. It's gonna like whatever you are, it's just gonna bring more of that out of you. So if you're a piece of shit, you're just gonna be more of a piece of shit because you have money, because you can. And if you're a good person, like you will become a bigger and better person. Does that make sense? So like highly intelligent people will recognize like, hey man, like that guy knows what's up and I want to learn from him. But what about the ignorant people? The ignorant people will never recognize your achievements. They will never recognize the grind. They will never recognize the hard work. They will never recognize anything you do. As a matter of fact, they'll try to bring you down any way they can, either by passive aggressiveness or by defamation of character, which just means that they're just talking shit behind your back. They'll try to bring you down any way they can. But why? Why? Because like we live in a society that I'm gonna explain to you like why there's so much hatred and why there's so much shit. But we live in a society that like literally everybody in here is like 90% of the population is like below poverty level. Like 90% of the population is below poverty level. That's me and my neighbor and like literally that everybody that fucking lives here. Everybody that lives here in this part of town, we are below poverty level. Like we don't live in the rich part of town. And then there's a 10% of people that live in the rich part of town, and you're like, these fools are ultra rich. Have you ever been to like the rich part of town? Like these motherfuckers are driving like BMWs and Ferraris and shits. Like they don't fuck around. They don't fuck around. Like those people are like really rich. And then you have everybody else. And then like there's people because like we live in a, because I was having a conversation with one of my good friends. He's a very smart man. I respect this guy, and if you're watching, bro, like this video is for you, man. So I was having a conversation with him, and he was explaining to me, it's like, look, man, like everybody here, like just because they make a couple of $100,000 a year, they're like, oh well, I'm better than you, and I'm fucking rich and all this shit. It's like, all right, motherfucker, if you're so rich, why the fuck do you live in the ghetto? Does that make sense? Right? Like if you're so rich, motherfucker, like your $100,000 a year ain't shit compared to the people that live in the real, like these motherfuckers, they don't know what it is because they've never seen it. They've never been outside of Mexico. And gone to, like, let's just say the States. They've never gone to the States, and they'll like go into some, like they'll go into like anybody's house, dude, and they'll be like, dude, like you guys are rich, bro. Like, no, dude, this is normal standard of living. Like here in Mexico, like if you have an air fryer, dude, like people will come up to you, it's like, well, I got an air fryer in my house, so like I'm freaking rich, right? And then you go and then you'll take this motherfucker. You'll take him into like a random like you'll take him to a middle class home, and then be like, this motherfuckers have 2 fucking air fryers. They got fucking 4 cars and shit. Like, and you're talking about middle class. They have like really nice shit all over the house, and they're like, how do you guys afford all this stuff? It's like, because like because we live in a first world country, dude, and you live in a third world country. Like these motherfuckers, like they because of their inflated egos and because like it's all like we live in a society where it's dog eat fucking dog. We live in a fucking society that's dog eat dog. Like these motherfuckers, like just because they can't afford Starbucks, they'll go and get Starbucks every day and they'll pay, whatever, right? Whatever Starbucks costs here, it's like 50 pesos for for a latte. I don't really know because I don't buy that shit because I'm too damn broke to afford it. But it's like 50 pesos, right? Well, how much is 50 pesos? It's like $2.50 for a latte. And you're like, dude, like that's cheaper than what's here in the States. I'm like, I know, right? But like you have to transfer the money to like Mexicans. So does that make sense? So that people can actually afford these things. And they'll walk around their Starbucks or whatever the fuck they got, their Nikes and shit or whatever, and they're like, you can't afford this, bro. You can't afford this, bro. Like it's because here in Mexico, like it's all about like appearing to look better than what you are, to make the other guy, to belittle the other guy, to make him look like, hey man, like you see this Starbucks was 50 pesos, bro, and you see this shirt was like 200 pesos. How much is 200? It's $10, dude. It's 10 fucking bucks, dude. It's $10 for like a Nike shirt, and you're like, dude, like I can buy like 50 if I wanted to. It's like, because you guys are in the States and you guys understand that it's like, dude, like I don't necessarily wear Nike shit, but like if I wanted to buy 4 of those shirts, I could go right now and be like, dude, I got me 4 for $40. As a matter of fact, it was buy 4, get 1 free. So I actually paid $30. But these motherfuckers, because they've never come out of the ghetto ass mentality, because they've never come out of the ghetto ass mentality, because they've never come out of there. They don't really know how the rest of the world lives. They don't, because they've never seen it with their own eyes. Like if you took one of those motherfuckers here and you take them to the mall or whatever, they're like, dude, like how do you afford all this shit? Like does anybody buy anything here? It's like, yeah, dude, we buy, like that's why the fucking mall's here, because we buy shit here all the time. Right? And because they would be looking at it with their pesos. And they're like, dude, all I have is pesos, dude. Like I don't have dollars, dude. Like, well, what the fuck do I do? Like, what do I do? It's like, yeah, it's because you ain't shit, bro. Like you ain't shit. But here in we live in a third world country. In third world countries, the way that my buddy explained it to me, he just basically said, like, we live in this is the fucking Stone Age, dude. Like, we live in the fucking Stone Age. Like these people couldn't imagine how, like, developed countries like Germany, France, and Japan, like, they couldn't imagine, like, how the fuck did you guys run your society? Like, well, we run it like any other first world country run it, dude. Like, how the fuck do you run your society? Like, dude, like, we fucking throw rocks at each other. That's how fucked up the society is here. That they had, like, they're in the mentality that they have to fucking throw rocks at each other. And it's fucked up. It's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up. But like, we here in Mexico, we're not just poor like physically with like money and shit, but like the poorness transfers to the mind. So like these people are poor in the mind. So as soon as they get, a couple of 100,000 pesos, they're like, oh dude, like I'm better than you, and you ain't shit, and you ain't that, and you ain't this, right? And then enters a man on SR. And then enters a real man in SR. And like SR, and like your body and your spirit and your mind is things you can't buy these things. You can't buy these things. You can't buy, like, I don't give a fuck how much pesos you have. You can't buy a state of mind, or a better state of mind. You can't buy this shit. So, I'm like I dress as best as I can with whatever garments that I have, like the best. But yeah, I went to the gym the other day with my son, and I'm wearing like a tank top, like the most ghetto tank top you can see, no name brand, holes in my shirts, holes in my pants, holes in my shoes, like. And you're like, damn, that dude is fucking poor, bro. It's like, oh, well, yeah. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I mean, I'm Mexican, bro. What the fuck you want me to tell you? You're like, damn, that motherfucker's poor, right? But, I start working out and stuff, and they're like, damn, like, what is this dude on? I was having a conversation with somebody not too long ago, right? And this guy is he's not a professional bodybuilder, but like he's a professional. Like he knows everything about working out and everything. It's like, yeah, I've taken steroids before. I used to take them all the time, and because he came off of the steroids, now he's on TRT because his balls don't work no more. Like literally, he just fucking destroys his balls just because he wanted to be big and strong, and he has the fucking poor mentality and be like, well, I'm better than you, bro. I'm better than you, bro, because like it's like fuck, like they like does that make sense? It's like fuck, bro. Like you guys are like they're competing, like they're buckets. They're crabs in a fucking bucket trying to compete against each other, trying to fucking get out of the fucking bucket. Because they're like, and it's like I said, it's like, yes, like, we're all poor, dude. I'm not saying, well, he's so poor. Like, dude, I'm fucking poor too, bro. as a matter of fact, I'm poorer than half of these motherfuckers here, dude. And then, I was talking to him, it's like, well, just because out of curiosity, I'm like, well, how much is a cycle, bro? He's like, it's about 10,000 to 12,000 pesos. I'm like, what? And you're like, well, how much is that? It's like anywhere between $600 and $700. And you're like, well, that's not that bad. It's like, yeah, because it's American, dude. Yeah, because it's American for a cycle. And you get all these drugs and shit, and you have to shoot them up every couple of days or whatever. That's what he was explaining to me. It's like a handful of drugs. And then, in my head, I'm like, fuck, dude, like, how do you pay rent, bro? Like, how do you fucking eat? I'm thinking to myself, I was like, well, fuck, man, if I buy me a cycle, which I will never do, is like, I was just thinking, like, well, if I buy me a cycle, like, then that means I don't pay rent for like 3 months. And that means I don't eat for like fucking 3 months, bro. Like, where the fuck am I gonna get the money for this shit, right? And you're like, well, where the fuck does anybody get the money for this shit? It's like, well, I don't know. He was doing some shady business on the side, so he got a hold of some extra cash, and it's like, well, I'm gonna show all these motherfuckers how better I am than everybody else, right? The guy's a fucking moron. The guy's a moron. He completely destroyed his whole body, and now he has to be on TRT his whole life because his balls don't work anymore. And that's the poor mentality. That's the poor mentality. That's why your financial status transfers to your fucking mind, and now you have a poor mentality that you have to show everybody else that how rich you fucking are. And it's like I fucking said at the beginning of the video, well, if you're so rich, bro, like, why do you live in the ghetto? Does that make sense? Like, why are you here, bro? Why aren't you in the rich part of town? It's like, well, like, exactly. But so we're talking about the low intelligence, and we're talking about like the actual status of people's like economic issues and their mental issues and shit, right? So why would somebody not admit? Why will somebody not admit that that person he's got it going on, and he knows what's up, and he knows how to do things, and he knows how to do certain things. And it's like I said, dude, it's not that they can't do it. and my fucking elbow doesn't fucking go backwards, and I can do certain things that you can't, that you guys are not, that everybody can do, right? Anybody can fast, anybody can intermittent fast, anybody can fucking change your fucking diet, anybody can fucking exercise, anybody can do SR, and then this is the result, what you get, right? But they just choose not to do it because of low intelligence and because their economic status transfers to their brain, so they have a poor mindset, right? But yet here comes a guy in SR, it's like, man, this guy knows what's up, bro. Like, and obviously they start fucking hating on him because they don't understand what the fuck is going on. They don't understand what the fuck is going on. They don't understand. It's like, well, I got fucking Nike fucking shirts and fucking hats and shit, and my Nike shirts and hats aren't fucking, they're not breaking him. Like they automatically assume that because you wear fancy clothes, like I'm supposed to be broken down and be like, well, yeah, I guess you're better than me, bro. It's like, and they know subconsciously. Like I'm not better than anybody, dude. I am not better than anybody. As a matter of fact, like I wouldn't say that I'm worse, but I've done some really bad things throughout my life that I should be like, it's like, dude, you should be ashamed. I am ashamed of them, you know. But we're not gonna go there. But does that make sense? It's like, but anyways. Like they will never admit that this guy is better than them, because in their little brain it would say, hey man, like that dude is better than me. And like here, like their fucking little ego would fucking crumble down to the floor. And as a matter of fact, when you're in SR, like they automatically know, dude. Like everybody automatically knows. When you're in SR and you enter the room and you got all these fucking inflated egos and shit, and you walk into the room, the energy just shifts. You don't have to say anything. And I'm wearing like holes in my shirt, and like, does that make sense? Like, and people are like, well, he doesn't have what I have, and I'm better than him because I have an air fryer in my house and shit, and I fucking drink Starbucks every day, and like. And I'm like, dude, like it like all this material shit means nothing, dude. Like all your Nike doesn't speak for you. Like, does that make sense? Like, man, your clothes and your material things don't define who you are. They don't define who you are. They don't even define your fucking status, dude. It's like I said, well, if you're so fucking rich, why don't you fucking live in the rich part of town? Does that make sense? And you're like, well, what defines you? Your meat vehicle is what defines you, dude. Your aura, your energy, your vitality, the way you carry yourself. That's really what defines you, dude. The way you speak, the way you move, the way you act. That's what defines who you are, bro. And people can't tolerate that. Especially when you're an SR. They can't tolerate that. And by them admitting that like that person that just walked in the room is better than me, by them admitting them, they're saying it's like, well, yeah, I guess he is better than me. It's like, and I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody, but I'm just saying it's like, look, bro, you ain't shit. And I was like, it's not that you ain't shit. It's just that, like, if you elevate your state of mind, if you were to elevate your state of mind by doing your retention, by doing your intermittent fasting, by doing the certain things that I personally do on a daily basis, denying the flesh pretty much, right? You will start to, the veil would drop. And you would be like, fuck, dude, like now I see what you see. Now I see what you see, bro. Like I see what you see. But they will never see it because they're blinded by, like, they're blinded by their lust. They're blinded by their fucking egos. They're blinded by fucking by all like literally like here in Mexico, like everybody's always fucking connected. Everybody's always connected. Every other person, their brother and their mother, they all fucking wearing headphones, dude, and they're always connected. They're fucking blinded by all the fucking shit that they're consuming. They're blinded by all the shit that they're actually intaking into their body. And they're blinded by all the shit that they're fucking watching on TikTok and fucking pornography. And it keeps them in the lower states. it keeps them in a lower state of consciousness. It keeps them in a lower state of consciousness. While the retainer rises. While the retainer always rises, always rises, always rises. And people can't stand that. They can't stand that. Because here in these third world countries, it's all about how much money you have and about how much money you don't have. And like, it's because they don't know any other lifestyle. They don't know how to live any other lifestyle. It's because they, like I said, like my friend, he's been to Germany, France, he's been pretty much all over the world. He's been all over the world. He's been in fucking India. I think he mentioned Japan, but I'm not really sure. I'm sure that motherfucker's been there. I'm sure he's been there. But anyways, like he's mentioned, like, dude, and like these cultures, like they behave completely different between these fucking people and shit. And it's because they don't know. It's because they've never been outside, and all they know is fucking how to fucking hate and all that shit. Like they don't know anything else. And that goes for both sexes, the males and the females. Because they don't know. They don't know. And as soon as like if you were to be like, well, get on SR, bro, get on SR for minimum a year and do your intermittent fasting for minimum a year and get on like, you know, stop fucking listening to shit for a year. Stop fucking watching fucking stupid ass fucking TV shows for a year. Stop eating fucking junk food for a year. And slowly but surely, they'll start elevating their state of mind. Right? They'll start elevating their state of mind and they'll be like, bro, like you were right. But you cannot explain it to low intelligence people because they'll be like, no, dude, like whatever this guy's saying is all bullshit. And it's like, well, how do you know if you've never done it? So these people will never acknowledge any accomplishment that you do. They will never acknowledge anything that you do in your life. They will never acknowledge it. They will never be like, oh yeah, well this guy is better than me. It's like, it's not that I'm better than people, but like your meat vehicle, your body speaks for you. When I enter a room, like everybody's usually like talking shit, and I'm just like I don't have to say anything, dude. Like you by acting the way that you act around a retainer, it just tells you all the information that you need to understand. It's like, yeah, that dude's on some shit. That dude is on that hater rate, dude. And so is that girl's on that hater rate. Because like especially the women, like they don't understand. It's like, why isn't he chasing me? Why isn't he chasing me? Why isn't he chasing me? I wore this hot ass outfit just for him. It's because you're operating on the lower emotional state, fear, anxiety, hatred, envy. You're operating on the lower emotional states, dude. But when you operate on love, compassion, I don't really know them all, but when it's like love is really the one. That's the key one. Love, compassion, empathy. Does that make sense? When you operate in this state of mind, you can see everything, dude. You can see everything. You can see everything. You don't have to, like, you don't actually physically fucking see like fucking Neo in the Matrix, but you're like, no, dude, like you're a hoe, bro. Like, I'm sorry, you're a hoe and you're a fucking hater, bro. Like it's really a handful of people that they come up to me and they're like, dude, like I want to learn from you, bro. I want to learn from you. Like, it's only highly intelligent people. And you're like, well, why? Why only the highly intelligent people? Because talent recognizes talent. Birds of a feather flock together, dude. Straight up. If you're a hater, you're gonna hang out with a bunch of haters. If you're a hoe, you're gonna fucking hang out with a bunch of hoes and you're gonna become a hoe yourself. Does that make sense? And if you're an intelligent person and you want to grow as an individual, you want to grow spiritually, you want to grow physically, and you want to grow mentally, then you're gonna hang out with people that are doing it, because it's attractive. It's attractive. It's not attracted to everybody. Some people are only attracted to money and material things, which is fine. It's okay. But as soon as they get all these material things, they're like, damn, bro, I'm miserable. It's because it's just stuff, dude. It's just stuff. But anyways, guys, I hope this video was insightful. I hope that you guys can understand this. This is like some deep of how like people's mind operate, especially when you're an SR. Like you can see all the bullshit. You can see all the bullshit. You can see all the bullshit. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Once again, my name is Juan. This has been Goku Guidance. Until next time, fellas.